What's up, truckers, and welcome back to the channel. On this video, I'm shifting our focus to another critical development in the trucking world, this time deep in the heart of Texas. We're going to break down an enforcement operation that should serve as a stark warning to every commercial driver and fleet owner out there, regardless of where you operate. This isn't about regulatory changes or new laws. It's about the active, aggressive enforcement of existing ones and the severe consequences when commercial vehicles are found to be operating unsafely. If you're a CDL holder, someone who manages a fleet, or even just someone who shares the road with big rigs, this is a story that directly impacts safety and compliance. So let's get right into it. On January 6th and 7th, 2026, the Texas Department of Public Safety, or TXDPS, conducted a targeted enforcement operation in Trinity County, Texas. The results of this operation were frankly staggering. In just 2 days, the TXDPS pulled 74% of the commercial vehicles they stopped completely out of service. Let that number resonate for a moment. 3 out of every 4 trucks pulled over were deemed unsafe to continue operating. This isn't just a high percentage. It suggests a pervasive issue with compliance and safety among the commercial vehicles operating in that area during that time. This operation wasn't random. It was a direct response to a very specific trigger: citizen complaints. Residents of Trinity County have reported concerns about overweight and unsafe commercial vehicles in their area. This is a critical detail because it highlights how public awareness and local concerns can directly lead to significant enforcement actions, often with little warning. Authorities aren't just relying on their own observations, they're responding to the communities they serve. The detail focused on US 287 and SH 94 in Groveton, Texas, specifically during the early morning hours from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. The choice of location and time is strategic. Early morning hours often see high volumes of commercial traffic, sometimes where drivers attempted to operate under the cover of darkness or trying to beat rush hour. Groveton is a small town, but US 287 is a significant route that sees heavy commercial traffic, including log trucks, which were a particular focus of this operation. Now let's look at the raw numbers and specific findings from these 2 days of enforcement. In total, 112 violations were discovered. This is a substantial number of infractions identified in a relatively short period, and it underscores the depth of the issues uncovered. But the most alarming statistic, as I mentioned, was the 74% out of service, or OOS, rate. Being placed out of service is not a minor infraction. It means the vehicle or the driver, or both, were found to have critical violations that rendered them immediately unsafe or illegal to operate. When a truck is placed OOS, it cannot move until the violations are corrected. This can mean repairs on the spot, waiting for replacement parts, or even calling for a different compliant vehicle to complete the load. For a trucking company, an OOS violation means immediate delays, lost revenue, potential fines, and a hit to their CSA score. For a driver, it can mean personal fines, hours lost, and sometimes even a temporary suspension of their CDL. The CDL Life Report highlighted some specific hazards that were prevalent during this operation. One of the most prominent issues involved log trucks operating with illegal rear load extensions during nighttime hours. This is a particularly dangerous violation. Log trucks often carry loads that extend beyond the legal limits of their trailer. While there are regulations for safely marking and lighting these extensions during daylight, operating with illegal extensions at night is an egregious safety violation. These unmarked or improperly marked extensions become invisible in the dark, posing an extreme hazard to other motorists who might not see the protrusion until it's too late. Imagine approaching a log truck from behind at highway speeds, only to discover, too late, that its load extends far behind its tail lights. The potential for catastrophic accidents is incredibly high. Trinity County Sheriff Woody Wallace weighed in on the operation, emphasizing that while authorities understand that drivers need to make a living, the high OOS rate was a clear indicator that many vehicles were operating in a very unsafe manner. He specifically stated that these unsafe practices endangered families and first responders. This sentiment from local law enforcement is important. It shows that these operations are driven not just by a desire to enforce laws, but by a genuine concern for public safety and a response to the risk posed by non compliant commercial vehicles. What are the broader implications of this operation, and what should drivers and carriers take away from it? Firstly, the message is clear. Enforcement is active and responsive. The TXDPS didn't just stumble upon these violations, they acted on citizen complaints. This means that if local communities perceive a safety issue with commercial traffic, law enforcement agencies are likely to take notice and conduct targeted operations. Drivers and carriers should be aware that their adherence to safety regulations isn't just about avoiding a random inspection. It's about maintaining public trust and avoiding unwanted attention. Secondly, this operation serves as a powerful reminder of the absolute necessity of pre trip and post trip inspections. Many of the violations that lead to an out of service declaration, such as improper load securement, faulty lighting, or mechanical defects, should be caught and corrected during a thorough inspection. A 74% OOS rate suggests that many drivers and companies are either not performing these inspections diligently or are knowingly operating with deficiencies. This is a critical failure that puts lives at risk. Thirdly, the focus on specific types of vehicles like log trucks and specific violations like illegal load extensions indicate that enforcement agencies are getting smarter and more targeted. They aren't just doing blanket stops. They're often looking for specific indicators of noncompliance based on intelligence, local issues, or previous observations. This means drivers in specialized niches or those known for certain types of violations need to be particularly vigilant. Fourthly, there's a clear economic impact to these operations. When 74% of stopped trucks are placed out of service, that means massive delays, lost revenue for carriers, potential spoilage of cargo, and a significant cost associated with repairs and fines. These costs can quickly erode profit margins, and for small carriers or owner operators, can even threaten their business viability. Compliance isn't just about safety, it's about economic survival. And finally, authorities have issued a direct warning. Truckers should expect an increased TXDPS presence in Trinity County following these results. This isn't a one off event. When an operation yields such a high rate of violations, it signals to law enforcement that there is a persistent problem and they will likely dedicate more resources to that area to ensure compliance. This means the risk of being pulled over and inspected for safety violations remain high for anyone operating in or through Trinity County. This Texas operation is a sharp wake-up call. It reinforces the fact that federal and state regulations regarding commercial vehicle safety are not suggestions. They are mandates with serious consequences for noncompliance. From tire conditions and brake systems to load securement and legal operating hours, every aspect of a commercial vehicle and its operation is under scrutiny. For every driver watching this, please understand your diligence, your commitment to safety, and your adherence to regulations are not just about passing an inspection. They are about protecting lives, maintaining the integrity of your license, and ensuring the sustainability of your career. For every carrier and fleet manager, this is a clear signal to double down on safety protocols, ensure proper maintenance, and provide thorough training to your drivers. The cost of noncompliance, as demonstrated by the TXDPS operation, far outweighs the cost of proactive safety measures. This message from Texas is unambiguous. Operate safely or you will be taken off the road. All right, that's my deep dive into the Texas CDL enforcement operation. It's a crucial reminder for all of us in the trucking world. But before you go, I want to make sure you check out a few things. First, for all the specific details and the original reporting on this story, click the link in the description box below that takes you directly to the CDL Life article. it's important to read the source material. Second, if you're looking to get into the trucking industry, especially with a box truck, don't miss out on my free box truck course on YouTube. The link for that is also in the description box below. It's packed with valuable information to get you started. And finally, check out the video on the screen below where I talk about the top 10 trucking rule changes of 2025. Now, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your post notifications. I want to thank you for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Once again, it's Marcellus with Trucking with MBR, and I'll see you on the next video.